Hello, dear sister. This is the second in my HDP series, Higher Dimensional Parenting, and today we're going to talk about body wisdom, our children's body wisdom, and how it's up to us to really, really respect their own body wisdom and not try and implement the old world limitations on them, because it's just going to be a power struggle if we do that. As I always say, these kids coming in now are very self-possessed. They know why they're here. They will not accept our limitations and they will bust ours down in the meantime. And body wisdom is one of those things that our kids can actually teach us a lot about. And when I talk about body wisdom, I'm talking about things like knowing when they're hungry and what they need to eat, knowing if they're hot or cold, and or how many layers they need to put on to go play outside. um, I'm just going to talk about those two specific things right now, and I'm going to use an example. My middle child is 9 years old, and he's always been very sure of his own body wisdom and would never accept my limits, any of them. And until I relented and surrendered to his own mastery, his own intuition, um, his own wisdom, then it was a fight. I remember it was I remember he was 2 and I couldn't get him out of these sweatpants that he wore all the time, these gold sweatpants. And it was, getting really warm outside, and he wouldn't take them off. And so he was 2. When he was asleep, I cut them and turned them into shorts. But that's just a key thing, um, is imposing our limits on them. How many times do we tell our children to layer up because they will be cold? How many times do we tell them they're going to be hot? What we really need to be telling them and reaffirming in them, what they already know, is that they can regulate their own body temperatures. They can. And this is something I've been learning to do myself for the past few years. You can be outside. You can feel the cold without being cold. You can feel the heat without being hot. So there's a difference between feeling the hot and the cold and being hot and cold. And if we can respect our children, that if they are cold, they will put something on. If they're hot, they'll take something off. If we can respect that, sometimes I still have to catch myself and say, "Oh, sure you don't want something warmer? You might be too cold." But no, no, no. I just tell them, bring it just in case. Bring something just in case. And if sometimes they put it on, sometimes they don't. But it really is up to us to respect their own intuition, their own wisdom. There's a program, a homeschool program in our area, which I absolutely love. It's a wilderness class, and it's 6 hours on one day a week. And my first son absolutely loves it. And 2 sessions ago, I had my second son go, and he really liked it too. He liked the games, he liked being outside, he liked the hiking, but he chose not to go back this time because he didn't like being told what to eat, and he didn't like being told what to wear. And I sort of warned them about that. If you say sensory issues, people sort of get that. But he doesn't like a lot of sandwiches. There's really not any protein-packed things I can put in there that he's going to eat. And they're all hyped up on, eat enough protein, which I get, because that's, one of the things we're taught. That's not one of the things we should be imposing on our kids, if they need to eat this to feel this way. And not many people are at this point, so I can't blame the wilderness program for not catering to Rowan's body wisdom. But if he does go back in the future, I actually did talk to him on the phone why he's not coming back, and they were so grateful. And the woman on the phone said, "Oh my God, he sounds just like my son. He doesn't want to be told what to eat. He doesn't want to be told to put on more clothes." I would pack a whole bunch of stuff in his lunch, and he would eat what he felt he should eat. And maybe an instructor would say, "Oh, you need to eat more of this and more of that." And he doesn't like it, and he can't do it, and he won't stand for it. So no matter how much he loved the program, he will not be told what to eat. and he will not be told to wear more clothes because he's going to be cold. And that's an inner wisdom. That's not a stubbornness. That's a very inner wisdom of I know what my body needs, and I'm going to take care of myself. I really respect that about him. He's not going to let anyone else tell him what his body needs, and I think that is amazing. And that's really something we should foster in all our kids, and support and not turn away from. Um, so, I mean, there's so many more areas I could talk to about this, but even I'm thinking of myself and how that's translated with my kids. Do they need medicine? Um, do they really need to brush their teeth? I'm not going to go into this all right now, but what if we tell them your teeth are healthy? They know exactly what to do. They can take care of themselves. What if? What if? I know it's very radical. These are things I'm experimenting with now. This is the energy we're in where anything is possible. Yes, we can have self-sustaining, self-cleaning bodies. Talk about body wisdom. Um, my same son, Rowan, never washes his hair, ever. And he's got gorgeous red hair. And I call it supernatural hair. I call it supernatural hair because it never gets tangled. It doesn't get dirty. He's got gorgeous supernatural hair. Um, so I want his hair. It's amazing. But look at the areas in your life where you're sort of infringing on your kids' body wisdom. And food is really a big one. Do they need to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner? If they want to, absolutely. Do they need to eat certain things? Uh, Kids have very different nutritional needs than adults. The reason they don't like vegetables is because maybe they don't need vegetables. We really have to listen to the kids. We really absolutely have to do that. I let my kids pretty much eat whatever they want, when they want. And, it's not like they're all down with the junk. It's just not that at all. You can find how they find their balance. And pretty soon food's not going to matter at all. So, anyway, that's another topic. But look at those two things in your own life. Are you infringing on their food wisdom? Are you infringing on their body temperature wisdom? Let it ride. See what happens. See how it self-adjusts and self-corrects and self-balances all on their own. And let's respect it because we can learn a lot from them. All right? I love you.